got to go college football. We have to go college football.
Yeah, we got to go college football. What do we got?
Notre Dame upset Clemson last night. It was big.
So,
it was very big.
I'm supporting you on this. So if you...
Clemson.
That's Clemson's first regular season loss.
Mm-hmm. Without Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm. Since they've had Trevor Lawrence, they have not lost a regular season game.
No, and they almost lost, though, to Boston College. But they came back. It was an amazing comeback.
But how, as a Notre Dame fan, do you sit there and think that you are the best team in the country when you beat the actual best team in the country with their backup quarterback who still lit you up?
And it goes to double OT.
And it's like an OT in college football is a coin flip. It's not like the NFL where it's like, oh, you get the ball first, you're probably going to win. College football, it's like, all right, who's going to not score 100 points from the 25-yard line?
Wait, did you say that you think college football is a coin flip? Because I think that the NFL is almost more determined on a coin flip.
Okay, the NFL is literally determined by a coin flip.
Yeah.
But in terms of like just scoring, it feels like it's a coin flip every single time in college football because it's like each team starts from the 25-yard line and then they're in the red zone
I
already.
almost like that better though. I mean, just
it's more fun, but it inflates stats.
Yeah.
But if they have Trevor Lawrence is the best quarterback prospect since John Elway, and honestly, I think he's better because he's got better size and he's a better athlete than John Elway ever was. And he plays in a time where the quarterback position is so much more important.
I'll have to say, DJ, I'm going to screw this up.
Just say DJ.
Uigalele, I don't know. Uigalele.
I appreciate the effort.
The man threw 400 yards this game. All right,
he looks like a three-tech D tackle. He's a
fourth.
big boy.
Right,
What class is he?
He is a freshman.
Wow.
Is he true freshman or redshirt?
It just says he's a freshman.
Hold on, we can look that up.
So he's a true freshman.
Look up look up Clemson roster, and it'll come up.
He threw 439 yards with 3 touchdowns.
I'm actually gonna look it up.
Like
when I saw him throw some of those balls, I
and
could
they were
hear the
bombs.
whistle.
They were
Hear the
bombs.
whistle.
They were bombs. He is a very good quarterback. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence is going to take that back. I mean, you can't deny how good Trevor Lawrence is.
We're witnessing a generational talent. He's like Andrew Luck without the injuries.
Exactly.
And a little bit taller. I mean, he at least looks taller. I don't know if that makes a difference, but
like, and in the game before that,
He's a true freshman.
He threw another 400 yards. He threw another 400 yards, and I think he threw 2 or 3 more touchdowns on top of that.
As much as I say Notre Dame is frauds, they're still a damn good football team.
Yeah.
I don't think they deserve to be a top 5
they're
team.
Not ACC, they're independent technically.
Now they're ACC.
Well, they joined it for this year. They didn't join last year.
Is it just because of COVID?
Yes, they just joined it because of this year.
People are only playing inner.
For the regular season,
there is no
that's right.
independent. Yeah, there is nothing independent. So Notre Dame's like, oh, we're gonna sneak in here. They're ACC for everything except hockey, which is Big Ten.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I still think Clemson's the best team in the country, but the polls are gonna put Notre Dame up there. I believe Alabama's the new number 1 right now, and Notre Dame's number 2.
Number 1. Yep.
Ohio State 3.
No Ohio State quarterback ever does well in the NFL. That's why I am so already doubting Justin Fields. He's better than Dwayne Haskins. He is a way better athlete. I mean, arm strength. I would.
All there.
It's not all. He's got a very talented arm. He's got a live arm. Like he can really spin it. But I don't trust Ohio State quarterbacks going to the NFL.
I feel like they're always converted over to wide receivers.
Well, but Grant, okay, I hear what you're saying talking NFL, but we're talking about NCAA right now. Is there anyone who can? So Big Ten by far right now. This is the craziest the Big Ten has ever been. Ohio or freaking Penn State is 0-3. Talia Tagovailoa, Tua's little brother, torched Penn State last week. Just torched them. Penn State did not look terrible against
How much
Ohio
did we
State.
shit on Maryland last year?
A ton. Are you talking about the Gophers? Or are you talking
No, like I'm talking about like
everyone?
on here. We shit on Maryland.
Because Maryland was garbage. It was Maryland and Rutgers were jokes.
But
and
Tua's brother was on Alabama, I think, wasn't he? But he transferred.
No, he's a freshman this year.
But Tua's other brother is on Alabama, I think.
I don't know.
I think his other brother is on Alabama.
I'll look it up.
I don't know. Their last name is just, you can't miss it.
Tagovailoa.
Yeah, I got it.
But no, I'm just saying Penn State looks bad, and Penn State was close with Ohio State. Indiana, it's time to hop on the Hoosier train. First time being ranked since 1988. First time beating Michigan since 1987.
I'm impressed. But
Michael Penix Jr., I don't care where you go. If you go to the NFL, which you should because you're an amazing talent, if they don't put you in the NFL because you're a lefty, that's BS. But whatever team he gets drafted to, I'm getting a jersey of him the second it happens. Wap Fillier, amazing, so fast. Like this team, Indiana is the real deal. 5 weeks from now, at the end of the season, if that's false, because they have the hardest schedule by far coming up, then
that's why you're giving them credit, because they have a tough schedule.
Right. I mean, they've taken down Penn State, who was 8 in the country when they took them down.
But Penn State, we learned, is
down
frauds. Michigan is frauds.
Fair. Michigan's only win is against Minnesota, who was decimated by COVID.
And Minnesota is also frauds.
Disagree.
Talia is the one that transferred from Alabama.
Oh, he is. Okay, you were right.
Who would have thought? I'm right. Wow, crazy.
Idiot test on this man.
So he's a sophomore. I
Idiot
didn't know.
this man?
I didn't know.
Should we smack?
Smack the idiot.
There you go.
All right. There is one thing I really want to bring up, and it's outside of the Big Ten.
Can I just finish what I was going to say about Ohio State? I said, do you think that there's any team in the Big Ten that can stop Ohio State right now?
Badgers.
Or do you
No.
think they'll win it no matter what?
Badgers.
If the Badgers get it, that's the thing.
they have the best chance.
We haven't seen enough of Wisconsin, but they do have the best chance. The thing I really like about Wisconsin is they actually have a quarterback.
Yeah,
Graham Mertz?
Graham Mertz is the man. I love me some Graham Mertz.
They've
He
only
is
played
good.
one game, though, against Illinois. Like, that doesn't mean anything.
And the Gophers literally pounded the shit out of them.
Right.
Still, Graham Mertz.
But
We'll see what Wisconsin does against Michigan. Are they playing this weekend, though?
no, they're going to play next. I think they're reopening their facilities this week.
Because they're on a 2-week break right now, and I think this is the second week.
This is the second
No,
week.
no, they've been out for 2 weeks now.
No, this is the second week.
No, they've missed 2 games, though, now.
Yes. Like, they can reopen their facilities this week.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Because this is the end of that second
that
week.
makes
So Wisconsin is still a big question mark. I think they're going to be good. I think they're a legit team. They actually have a quarterback, and that's honestly, I think, what they've been missing the last how long? They have the coaching staff. They have the defense. They have the running backs. Receivers are kind of up and down usually.
Yeah.
But they're talented. They always produce, half decent tight ends. We just have to wait and see.
True.
I want to see more Graham Mertz, and I'm excited. Gophers, PJ Fleck, you're a great recruiter, but why can you not show up on game day?
I think that
They beat Illinois, but I don't give a shit.
Here's what I'll say about Minnesota, just because I care about them so dearly.
And I don't care about them so dearly.
The Michigan game, you have an excuse because of
They got
COVID.
outcoached. They got outcoached.
Well, the Michigan game doesn't matter because they didn't have COVID, but I'm talking about the Maryland game.
Well, it does matter because it's on the record.
Right. But I would give them that's fine. But the Maryland game, terrible. You're up 21 points in the fourth quarter, 17 in the fourth quarter, and you have the ball. All you need is a field goal to win it. Like
They
the
let
way that
one man
PJ
rank 'em.
ran right up the middle, 3 plays in a row for like 3 drives in a row just to punt the ball away. I think that's ridiculous. Like, you cannot in any sport roll over and just coast to the end of the game, and that's what he did. And
You got to stay aggressive. You got to stay aggressive.
And Talia took the ball and was like, fine, if that's what you're going to do, I'm going to go get my first ever college win. And of course, in true Minnesota fashion, as Chase knows, Lucas doesn't know as much, every Minnesota
He's witnessed
team
it, but he doesn't feel it.
likes to blow the games in the worst way, and in true Minnesota fashion, losing on an extra point in overtime. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So Big Ten, are we unanimous in saying that you might have different thoughts? But I think Ohio State's going to run through the conference.
Normally they do.
Normally they do, but I am really hopeful that Wisconsin can do something. I really am. I want to see the Badgers do good things, but I just think this is not the year. Until Ohio State gets a guy under center, or in shotgun because they don't go under center, but until they get a guy that doesn't put up 5 touchdowns every game, they're going to run through.
Whoever wins the Big Ten East is going to win the Big Ten. I mean, I don't think, other than maybe like Northwestern. I don't think that there's any team that could compete because Indiana and Ohio State are the only teams that look fairly. Who do you think could win it from the West? Wisconsin? Okay,
That's the
maybe.
only one.
Yeah,
That's the only
I
one.
wouldn't even put Indiana on the map.
Indiana's in the East.
No, I know, but still, I would not put Indiana.
I don't
on
think they're
the
going to compete with
map.
Ohio State. Do they play Ohio State?
Yeah,
this
they
year?
have to because they're in the East.
Yeah, I think when it does come time for them to play, they're going to get absolutely shit on.
Yeah.
So they said to them against Michigan.
No.
Well, Michigan's frauds, so I would never put money on Michigan personally.
I'm on the Hoosier train. That's just me.
You hop on every train you can fucking find.
That is not true.
You see a train, you're like, hey, I'm not on that one. And you run to it, and then you see the train, you're just on.
I never leave a Minnesota train though ever.
Well,
Name another train I was on besides, I guess, Ben DiNucci.
it sounds like you were on the Carson Wentz train.
Okay, that's fair.
All right. I want to get to what I really want to talk about because this is not something I thought I would ever talk about this year. A BYU quarterback. Zach Wilson.
It's not good.
Mormon Manziel. He is Mormon Manziel, and he has better arm talent. Like, I don't know if you saw, there was a play where he ran to the other side of the field and he threw the ball 50 yards down the field, across the field, which is 53 yards wide, and it did not break spiral. It was tighter than a nun's asshole, and it went across the field, and it was an absolute dime. And this guy can run around. He does whatever he wants. He plays like he does not give a fuck, and like he is the man on the field. And
I just can't get over how you say he's a Mormon Manziel.
bro, he's a Mormon Manziel. He is great.
But he's going to be absolute garbage in the NFL.
I mean, he goes to BYU. He's got to be Mormon, right?
I think that's a hasty generalization.
He committed to Boise State. He committed to Boise State and decommitted to stay home and play for BYU. And he shows up and puts 51 on Boise State. What a guy. What a guy. He is electric. He is absolutely electric. I love the arm talent. I love the athleticism. I just love how he plays. He's going to sneak into the first round. He's already kind of getting up there in mock drafts, but I would love to see him on the Vikings and watch Mike Zimmer just... It's tough. Anyway.
Here's a question on Zach Wilson before you get off of his topic. Right now, currently, they have him at number 4. Right now, the order for the quarterbacks is
Lawrence, Fields, Lance, Wilson.
Lucas hates Trey Lance because he doesn't believe in FCS talent.
Nope.
Do you think that Wilson will jump ahead of Lance in the draft? Your thoughts? And Lucas's, I want to hear him too.
Honestly, if I was an NFL GM and those first 2 quarterbacks were gone and we needed a quarterback that maybe doesn't start right away, because I wouldn't want to start Zach Wilson or Trey Lance the first year unless it came down to that, I would choose Zach Wilson because of the level of competition. And
FCS versus...
I think he has a more talented arm. It's hard to tell if he's more athletic or less athletic than Trey Lance just because of that level of competition aspect. Because Trey Lance is at NDSU. He's running around. He's running circles around everybody. And Zach Wilson is playing teams like Boise State, which is no joke. And he's Mormon Manziel-ing everything. He's magic. I love him. He's going to be great. I mean, he just needs to go to the right place.
And that brings up the point is, how do you, and I'm curious on Lucas, how do you disperse the difference between FCS and FBS competition? Like, how do you look at one quarterback, say Trey Lance, and Zach Wilson be like, you're better? You know, like, where's the line?
It's the
Where do you
level
draw
of
the line?
competition.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying, so I understand the FBS
So
is
you're
a way
saying-
better
you're saying-
competition.
alright,
I'm
so
saying, how do you tell
North
who's
Dakota
better?
State.
Yeah.
You said North Dakota State right now is just ruining the FCS.
Right.
They
All
should
right?
be D1.
Have them go against Clemson.
That's not the question.
No, have them go against Clemson, or actually have them go against any top 20 team. All right, you can put it 20,
They'll get
and
destroyed.
they will ruin.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We all know that.
Ruin.
We all know that.
North
They
Dakota
beat
State.
Iowa State a couple of years ago.
They beat Iowa.
Iowa State, man.
They beat the big.
It's still a D1 team. It's not like Iowa State is the worst Division
They're
I team.
not known as a football team.
It's
though.
not like they're playing fucking
beat Iowa,
like.
and they play Oregon next year. NDSU plays
Dude,
Oregon.
they're gonna
next year.
get smacked.
They
by
are
Oregon.
gonna get ran up
Dude,
on.
they're
against
gonna
Oregon.
get
Iowa
smacked.
was number 11 in the country when they played NDSU, and NDSU went to Iowa and beat them. And now I'm not here, and that was a couple years ago, obviously. I believe it was 2012. But
That was a good Iowa team.
It was a great Iowa team.
That was a really good
But
Iowa
here's
team.
the question isn't, Lucas, I'm not saying is FBS or FCS, is there any way to compare them? No. I'm saying that how do you look at a quarterback?
Well, yes, you play them. Make them play each other.
No, but I'm saying, like, how do you look,
Which they do.
But they're not going to do it often. How do you look at a quarterback like Trey Lance or Carson Wentz and be like, you're tearing up these teams, but I don't know if you tear up the FBS teams, so how do I know who to pick? How do you personally know, like, would someone
I
have to
personally go with competition.
That's the only factor for you.
I go with competition, I go with arm strength, and I go with speed. How agile they are. And decision making. Decision making is huge, but again, I will morally go more with FBS than FCS.
Right.
I agree with him on that,
I
but
would definitely agree.
the thing is, it's all about intangibles, and the reason why Carson Wentz went number 2 is because they could tell he was a special talent. I know you shit on Carson Wentz a lot, but
I used to like Carson Wentz. I did actually used to like Carson Wentz.
if the Eagles go back, I think they take him number 2 still. Wait, who else was in that draft?
I got it.
You sure you want to keep that?
No, that's why it's up in the air, because I want to know who else is in that draft, because that was 2016.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I'm already looking at it.
draft class.
Because I'm probably going to retract that.
Because right now, I know Eagle fans
Oh,
are so
Dak
upset.
Prescott.
Yeah, they'd probably take
Yeah.
Dak. They'd probably take Dak over Carson Wentz just
Paxton
because.
Lynch.
Paxton Lynch. When the Broncos drafted him, I was like, I can't wait to see this guy on an SI cover and then be out of the league in 2 years. And guess what fucking happened? He was out of the league in 2 years. It's like, how can do you ever
Watch the
see?
Greasy Greg Podcast. Chase gets it right.
I mean, I didn't even say that, but it was just something I thought at the
All
time.
right, back to college football.
But you got to go intangibles. You got to get as much film as you can. You got to. It's honestly a gut thing. You can't really tell, and you have to figure out if they fit your scheme, if that's a quarterback you want to work with, if they fit in the locker room. Like with the quarterback's like the general of your team. Like there's so much that goes into that. It's not just you can plug in any piece and it'll work.
All right. I guess last question for college football, unless you have anything else, is what do you see the playoffs at right now? If they even end up doing it, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if the Big Ten is even going to send anyone. Currently, the Big Ten is just playing their games, and then the way that the East and the West stack up, they're going to have the championship game, and then the 2 second place teams, 2 third place, all the way going down. But if they let just the top 4 teams go, who do you have for the top 4 teams in the playoff? Both of you guys.
In no particular order: Bama, Clemson, Ohio State, and you could say Notre Dame just because they beat Clemson.
That's safe. I mean, that's the top 4 right now. What do you got, Chris?
Exact same thing.
Okay.
It's just, I mean, with a COVID year, and you can't really.
You cannot tell.
You have the thing with the thing with this year.
Take.
The thing with this year is you have no common opponents.
I'm going to tear it up if it's bad.
I think that Ohio State stays where they are this whole time, but I think they drop 1 game, and then I think
To who?
Indiana.
Oh my.
No, just stick with me.
We're going.
That season,
next
when
segment.
that week
Let's hear him
comes
out.
in,
Let's hear him out. Let's hear him out. Let's hear him out.
when that week comes, which it's coming up here, obviously in the next 5 weeks. I'm not sure which one it is. I will stick with that. We'll make our picks.
How much money you want to put down?
I'll
put
throw
down
$20.
I'll put down 75.
Whatever. Do you want to make your picks for this week, Chase? Big Ten. Iowa at Minnesota.
Iowa.
I don't trust the Gophers.
I wouldn't either.
I really don't trust them right now. I mean, they look good today, but just because Iowa and Illinois both start with I,
I go with my basketball teammate.
I'm going to pick
The
Iowa.
Hawkeyes.
I'm going to pick Iowa. They're
Illinois
tougher.
at Rutgers.
Rutgers.
Rutgers looks better than they did last year.
Yeah.
They run like 3 trick plays a game. They're awesome.
Did you see the? Come on, everyone's talking about the lineman who threw the ball 30 yards up in the air over his head against Indiana.
Oh man, it makes you forget COVID's a thing, huh? When you see a lineman do that.
What else?
Number 10, Indiana at Michigan State, who just
Michigan
got
State upset Michigan as well.
but then did you see what they did? Iowa this past week?
Mm-hmm.
They got destroyed by Iowa, who was 0-2 by the way.
Sadly, I will have to go Indiana because they are ranked.
I'll go with Indiana. I mean, they've proven that they, for now, deserve to be in the top 25. I mean, they're fucking 13 right now.
This one's hard. Penn State at Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Penn State's 0-3.
Everyone just loses. They start at number 8 in the country. Everyone loses faith on them.
They haven't shown me anything.
Wait.
True.
They haven't shown me a single
They
thing.
didn't do bad against Ohio State, but yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna put it out there.
Penn State gets their first win.
Penn State gets their first win.
I'm going with Lucas on this one. I say Penn State gets their first win.
All they have in Nebraska is college football. They're putting everything into this game.
That's true, and it is a home game. Yeah. Okay.
Because Nebraska right now is 0-2.
Number 3, Ohio State goes
Ohio State.
to Maryland to face Talia, though, who's
I
pretty
swear,
hot.
if you say that as a hot take, I am going to walk out of this.
No, I don't think.
Okay, Maryland gets 1 touchdown. Ohio
Yes.
State.
Yes.
You
Ohio
think that
State.
it's this that bad?
Yes.
No, I think it's a game.
No, it's not. It's not even gonna be close.
All right.
Fine, 2 touchdowns. I'll be generous.
Is Ohio State that much
Outside
better than
of
everyone else in the
garbage
Big
time.
Ten?
Yes.
Okay, there's
Are
a
they?
tier list. I want you to imagine a tier list
Okay.
in your head, okay? It's the rest of the Big
Let the
Ten.
viewer just visualize it for the viewer.
So if you can imagine, so like you have all the garbage in the Big Ten, which is typically like Rutgers and Northwestern. Minnesota's not down there. I will actually, just for the last 3 years, I will put Minnesota in the same category as Wisconsin, just in terms of what they've
In
been
the
able
past 3 years, for sure.
in the past 3 years for sure, because
Not
of
historically, Lucas. In the past.
not
3 years.
historically, not historically.
All right.
The Gophers do have a national championship, and the Wisconsin Badgers do not.
That doesn't mean nothing.
It doesn't mean anything because that was like 100. That was like
It
what
was
60.
literally like 100 years ago.
It was 60 years ago.
Yeah.
It was 60.
We still own the axe.
For 1 year so far. But okay, go ahead. Sorry.
But you have you got the teams you don't really give a shit about. Typically, Indiana's in there. I'm still keeping them in the shit of the Big Ten.
Indiana's still historically dog crap.
Historically, like
That's why
you
I'm
gotta have
rooting for them this year is because they're usually crap.
you gotta have 1 or 2 years of success before I can officially say I'm gonna move you up or down.
Fair. That's fair. Totally agree.
So and then I have Minnesota, Wisconsin in the same area. I have Michigan in that same category just
I
because of
Michigan
Jim.
State in that area too.
Yes,
Michigan State has
yeah.
not fallen off enough for me to take them out of that. So then you have those like 4 teams maybe, and then all of a sudden it's a big gap, and then it's Ohio State.
Yep.
Because coaching, recruiting, the brand, and
Urban
the
Meyer
history,
just created such a just.
and Jim Tressel created a huge program before Urban Meyer came
Exactly.
up and had more scandals on top of that.
Fair.
So
Still.
Ohio State's in a league of their own.
Okay. Number 23, Northwestern looks really good. 3-0 at Purdue, who's 2-0. We're supposed to play Wisconsin.
Purdue.
Honestly, I'm gonna go Northwestern.
Same. I'm with him. Northwestern. I mean, I like.
I like Purdue's offense a lot. I love Rondell Moore. Dude is a first round caliber wide receiver.
Purdue barely beat Illinois.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah, 31-24.
Illinois had a shot at coming back in week 2. Yeah.
I'm gonna go off the. I'm gonna stick with it. I want that to be my hot take
Okay.
for
I mean,
Big
they're
Ten.
2 undefeated teams, but I think Northwestern is
Northwestern's.
And then last game, I don't know if it's even going to happen, but number 13, Wisconsin at Michigan.
Wisconsin.
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 I stick with Wisconsin there too.
Graham Mertz comes back, puts up big numbers, and John Harbaugh is gonna piss in his khakis.
Do you want to predict ACC as well?
Jim Harbaugh. It was Jim Harbaugh.
You want to predict ACC as well?
Sure, let's go through it.
Don't forget to add Notre Dame.
Liberty's number 25.
What?
Liberty University
Did you
is
see how
number.
they
I
won?
was very surprised.
Did you see how they won that game though? Or wait, did they win or did they lose?
They won 38-35.
Yeah,
Wasn't it like a penalty or something?
I believe it was a blocked field goal. But I could be wrong.
Anyway, ACC.
Yeah, I'll get into it.
Look, all right.
I'm bullish on Florida. I love Florida. Kyle Pitts, Kyle Trask. Kyle Pitts is he's got the talent of a wide receiver, but he's 6'6" and 240 pounds.
I got it. Do it.
Okay. Wow.
Number 9, Miami at Virginia Tech. I say Miami. Turnover chain.
Miami. I like De'Aaron King.
Where Virginia Tech? Yeah.
At Virginia.
I don't. Virginia.
Virginia Tech.
Okay, good. Because I don't like the Hokies. I'm a diehard Virginia fan.
Wake Forest at North Carolina.
North Carolina.
I say Tar Heels as well.
Sam Howell is a great quarterback. He's going to be another Mitch Trubisky.
Now number 2, Notre Dame at Boston College.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
I will say, put them on upset watch.
Yeah, Boston College does have a good program.
Really?
They almost beat Clemson.
They're consistently mediocre and will surprise you every now and then.
Yes.
All right, fair. Louisville at Virginia.
Virginia.
I don't know.
Virginia actually has a decent football team.
I don't know anything about those two.
Louisville, no, I'm going Virginia. And, I mean, that's honestly my biased opinion.
Just to spite Lucas, I'm picking Louisville.
Okay.
Pittsburgh at Georgia Tech.
I'm just going to do it, Pittsburgh.
I'm going to say Pittsburgh because Georgia Tech got rid of the triple option offense.
Florida State at NC State.
Florida State.
NC State, I don't know.
NC State hasn't done a lot for me yet. And
Florida State has not looked great. They really have not looked great.
They haven't.
They took that guy from Oregon to be their head coach. I forgot his name, but they have not looked good.
Chip Kelly?
No, not Chip Kelly. Oh my god, I don't remember, but he was a FSU alum, I think.
Oh, okay. All right.
Last but not least, you want to go SEC then? That was all ACC.
Yep.
You got to go SEC.
Yep.
Number 12, Georgia at Missouri.
Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia will win that one.
Who's their quarterback now? It's not Fromm anymore.
No, Fromm's on the Bills.
I just had it, actually.
He's number 13. That's all I know about him. Dude can ball.
You can ball?
All right.
Dude can ball.
Fair enough. Vandy at Kentucky.
Kentucky.
You're talking about Stetson Bennett.
That's what it is. Number 5, A&M at Tennessee. A&M trying to crack the top 4.
I'm going to go A&M.
A&M.
Top 5.
Yeah.
I like
It's
Jimbo.
on ESPN. Number 24, Auburn at Mississippi State.
I'm already going to go Auburn. I like their football team.
Yeah, lost to Gophers in the bowl, but yeah. All right.
Mississippi State.
Ooh.
Whoa! Okay, we'll see how that goes when we come back. Number 1, Alabama at LSU.
Alabama. LSU's not the same. They lost so much NFL talent,
Yeah.
and the fact that Jamar Chase didn't come back, that hurts.
Yeah.
And
I know it may seem that I'm picking a lot of the rankers, but it's
number 1.
yeah.
Fair enough.
It's Bama.
Rivalry though, Alabama and LSU always kind of had an unspoken rivalry.
This is just going to be a blowout.
Right.
this is different.
This is gonna be a blowout. Yeah.
This is different. LSU has not looked remotely good this
I
year.
just like to look at the stories. But yeah. Arkansas at Florida
Florida. Go Gators.
and South Carolina at Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Yeah, Ole Miss.
Clemson on a bye this week?
Clemson's in the ACC.
Yeah, I'm
missed
looking at the ACC and we never called them. And
Oh, well.
they must have a bye because they play Florida State in 2 weeks from now. So,
That's okay.
all right.
All right.
Anything else, Chase?
Nope.
We're good.